Hello, welcome to this new video from Guidance Education channel. In this video, we'll be doing a few problems related to applications of dimensional analysis. I have already posted a video on dimensions, dimensional formula and dimensional equation. I have also posted a video on dimensional analysis. If you have not yet watched those videos, please click the I button on the right hand top corner of the video to watch them. Okay, that will help you to understand this video better. Before we continue with the video, please watch the video completely so that you get all points cleared. This video will be really useful to you. Like the video, share the video and also leave your comments in the comment box below. If you have not subscribed my channel, do subscribe my channel now and also press the bell button near it so that you get intimated as soon as videos are posted. Thank you very much. Okay, let us continue. This is the first question that we'll be doing. Check the correctness of the following physical equations by dimensional method. We use the principle of homogeneity in order to check the correctness of a physical equation. We first analyze the equation, find out the basic fundamental quantities there and their dimensions. If the dimensions on the left hand side and right hand side are same, then the physical equation is correct. The principle of homogeneity states that the dimensions of a physical quantity should be the same on the left hand side of the equation and right hand side of the equation. So we will be solving these questions on the basis of principle of homogeneity. Now let us see the questions. I have given 4 examples here. First one, S is equal to ut plus half at square. This is the equation of motion for displacement. T is equal to 2 pi root of g by L is an equation for the time period of pendulum. A is equal to v square by r square. This is an equation from circular motion. We have to find out whether these equations are correct or not. The last one, W is equal to half mv square, that is work done is equal to half mv square. Let us start doing one by one. The left hand side of the first equation is for S it is L. Right hand side is equal to U is initial velocity L t raised to minus 1 into T ut plus half has no dimension. A is L t raised to minus 2 into t raised to 2. T raised to minus 1 and this t get cancelled. This t raised to minus 2 and this t raised to 2 get cancelled. So here it becomes L plus L, that is 2L. The equation has half. So we need consider only half of L plus L, which is equal to L. So on the left hand side there is 1 L. On the right hand side also there will be only 1 L. So we can consider left hand side of the equation is equal to right hand side of the equation. So this is in perfect agreement with the principle of homogeneity. So this equation is dimensionally correct. Let us take up the second one. Time period T. 2 pi is a constant. It has no dimension. Root of g is only acceleration. So L t raised to minus 2 divided by L. L is length. So it is into L. But it is in the denominator. So it becomes L raised to minus 1. This L and this L raised to minus 1 get cancelled. But what remains? T on the left hand side and root of t raised to minus 2 on the right hand side equal to t raised to minus 1. It does not tally. So the left hand side does not agree with the right hand side. So this physical equation is dimensionally incorrect. What is the correct equation for time period of a pendulum? T is equal to 2 pi root of L by g. Of course, we are not asked to write the correct equation. We are only asked to find out the correctness of the equation. And it is incorrect. What is this equation? Centripetal acceleration. What is the expression for acceleration? L t raised to minus 2 on the left hand side is equal to v square L t raised to minus 1 the whole raised to 2 divided by r square. What is r? Radius of curvature and it is length. It is in the denominator, so L raised to minus 2. L raised to 2 and L raised to minus 2 get cancelled. What remains? L t raised to minus 2 is equal to t raised to minus 2. So it does not agree. What is the correct equation for centripetal acceleration? We are just mentioning that, that's all. It is equal to A is equal to V square by R. We need not give that. We need write only that it is incorrect. So the equations given under B and C are dimensionally incorrect. Let us take up the last one. Work done is equal to force into displacement. That is mass into acceleration into displacement is equal to half mv square. So the expression for work done becomes ma into s. That becomes ml t raised to minus 2 into s, that is L, equal to half has no dimension, so it is omitted, then m v square L t raised to minus 1 the whole raised to 2. Compare left hand side and right hand side. M on both sides. L raised to 2 on left hand side. On the right hand side, L raised to 2. Then you have t raised to minus 2. Here also t raised to minus 1 raised to 2. So it becomes t raised to minus 2. So we find that the left hand side of the equation is equal to right hand side. So this equation is dimensionally correct. We have worked out 4 problems here. We will do one more problem. You may be asked to find the correctness of any physical equation for the examination. You have to choose the correct dimension and then apply it as is shown here. Statement of principle of homogeneity of dimensions are also asked as sub-question. We will do the 5th one now. Okay. Check the correctness of the equation T is equal to HR PG divided by 2 cos theta, where T is surface tension of the liquid, H is capillary height, R is radius of the tube, P is density of the liquid, G is acceleration due to gravity, theta is the angle of contact. Angle is a dimensionless quantity. It has no dimension. Trigonometric function is a dimensionless quantity. Therefore, 2 cos theta has no dimension. We will write the dimension of surface tension T on the left hand side and the dimensions of the other quantities H, R, P, G on the right hand side and see whether the dimensions tally. That is, if only they tally, we can say that they are dimensionally correct. You already know surface tension. It is the force which helps to keep the surface of a liquid stretched. Surface tension is nothing but force divided by length equal to L. That is force per unit length. So surface tension T is equal to M L T raised to minus 2. That is F is equal to MA. Then divided by length L raised to minus 1. These 2 quantities get cancelled. So T is equal to M T raised to minus 2. This is the left hand side. Becomes equal to H capillary height. It is L. Radius of the tube again L. Density is mass by volume. So M. Volume is in the denominator. The dimension of volume is L raised to 3. Since it is in the denominator, it becomes L raised to minus 3. Acceleration due to gravity is nothing but acceleration. So, L T raised to minus 2. When we consider all this, you have L into L into L, which is L raised to 3. Here you have L raised to minus 3. So, all these L get cancelled. What remains is m t raised to minus 2. It becomes m t raised to minus 2. This is the right hand side. So we find the left hand side and right hand side are same. So here we find principle of homogeneity is agreed. Left hand side and right hand side are coinciding. They are the same. So we conclude that this equation is dimensionally correct. We omitted the quantity 2 cos theta in the denominator because it is a dimensionless quantity. This equation is dimensionally correct. This is how questions are asked in the examination. A physical equation is given, the various parameters like as you saw here, H, R, P, G, etc. are also given. You have to identify the physical quantity, then find out the dimensions and then write it on either side of the equation and see whether they match. In the coming chapters, we will learn more physical equations, then we will also do the dimensional formula of those equations so that when these questions are asked for the public examination, you will be familiar with more dimensional equation of physical formulae. Follow them thoroughly so that you are able to attempt such questions. In the next video, we will see revision of the second application of dimensional analysis, namely deriving general formula of a physical quantity. Okay, thank you.